What the hell? Nova, did you change the password to Catflix? Did you give it to your kids? Because now I can't log in. I mean, we have you had three kittens when I met you, and you had God knows how many before then. God, it stinks. And you gave the password to everybody, and now I can't even watch the Catflix because there's too many people using the account. Well, thank goodness that they're gonna start doubling down on people not using that. That is ridiculous. Catflix, Netflix for cats.
It's news time. Delivering to you the news you didn't know about, the news you didn't care about, and the news you didn't know you cared about. With host, Chad White. Now, here's that host, Chad White.
Welcome back to News Time. I'm your host, Chad White, and this is the Netflix is not having it news that you didn't know about. Well, actually, you probably knew about this one. Stop me if you've heard this. Netflix is saying no more to password sharing. That's right. They don't want you to share. And you know what? In fact, a lot of streaming platforms really don't like you sharing. Are a lot of them going to do anything about it? No. But they're sick of you going around to your friends and family and sharing. I'll tell you this much, that I don't like sharing. I pay for all of these, and by dadgummit, I'm going to use them all. And I know it's hard to use 8 different streaming services. Yeah, trust me. Let me tell you that much. But Netflix is cracking down on their password sharing, and we're not really sure if it's going to work. In fact, they're testing in Chile, Costa Rica, and Peru. They have new features that only the primary account holders can add up to 2 users outside of their house for a small fee. So that means on top of the 4K streaming that people pay for, the $20, they're probably going to pay upwards of like $3 or whatever to allow 2 people, 2 more accounts outside the home, which is ridiculous. This is Netflix trying to make its money back on people, and they can say they can have 100, let's pare it down, 100 subscribers. But if 10 people are giving out their passwords to 10 other people, then that's a potential miss of 100 more subscribers. So that means they could have 200 total subscribers, but 10 people are sharing their passwords with 10 other people, which makes sense for them to crack down on this. But for the people who don't want to pay for Netflix, or who split, like, hey, you pay for Netflix, I'll pay for Hulu, which is a bad deal because Hulu's cheaper. You pay for Netflix, I'll pay for Hulu. Yeah, it's a good deal for me. It's this crackdown is we're not sure when it's going to come to America. We think it's coming at some point in 2023, but it's I think it really stems from the people who abused it. I'll share my Netflix with my mom and my stepdad, but they live in one house, and they're 2 people that live in that house who watch TV at the same time. But then there's other people, women I've dated, they share it with their entire, they have their friends, they have their families on it, and they have like 5, 6 accounts logged in, and then like across like 30 different devices, which does not make sense to me, because if I'm not getting reciprocal stuff from it, then Anyway, and also I don't want people messing up my algorithm, which is very important to me, which I have found out recently. Anyway, Wall Street says that this is going to be something big for Netflix, especially if those 10 people sharing their passwords decide, all right, fine, we'll pay that extra fee, the $3 fee. That's an extra 100 users plus an extra $300. That's not the money that's supposed to happen, but whatever. There's a lot of streams that can happen with streamers. So a lot of streamers will limit the amount of profiles you can have. Like I said, Netflix is going to go down to 2, but Apple TV's got 5. Disney Plus has 7. Hulu's got 6. And then the number of simultaneous streams that can only happen is severely limited if you just pay for the regular ones. Like Netflix is only 2 streams if you pay for the mid-tier. Paramount Plus is 3 streams. HBO Max is 3 itself. So it's all up in the air when it comes to that. In fact, the money could be so good for Netflix that if they go through next year with the fee thing, or just making users pay for their own accounts, that could get them close to $2 billion a year if they decided to go ahead with that. And that is from an analyst, which, yes, the extra member fee could be $2 to $3, and that analysis comes from Cowen and Company analysts, which would definitely help Netflix, especially in a time where they lost a lot of stock options because of the lack of subscribers growth that they had this year. Only time will tell, and we'll see what happens with this extra fee thing, but I think they're going to go through with it, and I think it's going to screw up a lot of people. Speaking of things that screw you up, subscribe. Check out one of our other videos. Of course, you can head to the website, cpluscomedy.com, where I talk to famous people about their shows on streaming networks and platforms, and sometimes they're good and sometimes they get canceled. The show, not the person. I haven't talked to a canceled person yet. We'll see what happens. You can follow us on social media, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at cpluscomedy. Follow me at Chad Black White. Listen to the Constitutionals podcast wherever you get your podcast. And I gotta change the password to Catflix because it's ridiculous how many kittens and dogs are even on here. It's a parakeet?